But let me start with the Texas Constitution, you know, that little thing out there. Kind of like the U.S. Constitution, it affects all of us. Article 1, Section 2. And you can read this yourselves. Go to the library, go online, it is. All political power is inherent in the people, comma, and all free governments are founded on their authority, comma, and instituted for their benefit, period. The faith of the people of Texas stands pledged to the preservation of the Republican form of government, comma, and, comma, subject to the limitation only. They have at all times the inalienable right to alter, comma, reform, or abolish their government in such manner as they may think expedient, period, to quote. So what does that mean? We have 7 Texas constitutional amendments on the side. I'm not going to debate those because we have the right to change them, yes or no. But the same thing applies to us here in Richardson. And the most important thing is to, frankly, get rid of these 83 amendments. Vote no. That's my bottom line. It's been all along my bottom line, and that's not going to change. And the major reason for that is, very simply, we need a properly authorized, statutorily approved charter commission. Because we need a new charter. I mean, if the city government isn't going to follow the one we have, what are a bunch of amendments going to do? And what is 83 amendments? That's a new charter. Now, for those of you who were there last night at City Hall, they talked about a wholly new charter. The statute doesn't say a wholly new charter. It just says new charter. And what has to happen is the voters decide whether or not we do a new charter. And they, the voters, decide who's going to be on that charter commission. Well, what did we do here in Richardson? The city council, not the citizens, decided who is going to be on what they call a city, well, a charter commission. And there was an ordinance they passed. And they put the people on there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a charter is the agreement among the citizens about what their government is going to be. What we're looking at right now is what our government wants to impose upon the citizens of Richardson. And that's the bottom line. I would be less than candid if I didn't say that some of the amendments might be a pretty good idea. But you know, a real, honest-to-goodness charter commission established by the citizens and elected by the citizens, people who are going to be on it, could adopt all or some of those provisions, and some of them are probably pretty good. But many of them are not, because they lessen your rights, your power, and expand the power of city council. Last night, one of the individuals, I think it was Professor Lowry, but talked about, well, that depends on how much power you want to give your city government. How much do you believe in them? Well, if you don't, then you don't give them the power, and frankly, we don't need to do that. There is a long history, and I have a handout here, which I'm going to pass out at the end of my talk, because I want you to listen to me rather than read my handout. But I do want you to read my handout, because we have a long history in this city, well documented, of not following the charter, not following the Texas Constitution, and not even following the statutes. Do we do it in all instances? Of course not. But we do in some of the major ones. How many people voted for Paul Volcker for mayor? Nobody here. People on city council did. How many people voted for Mark Brown? City council? Nobody here. They did. Take Texas Constitution, which frankly is more important than our charter, more important than the statute, says the citizens have the right to vote for mayor and all elective offices, which in this city is 7. Mayor and 6 others. None of us had that right. Oh, we got to vote in May, but then there was this little problem here that we had. But did any of us get to decide who was going to be mayor? And I don't stand up here and say Paul Volker's not a good person. Not at all. We didn't get to vote for it. There was no special election. There was no special election, Marta. None. That's a violation of the Texas Constitution. And on top of that, we never had the right until 2011 to vote for mayor as citizens. Now, that right was ingrained in the Texas Constitution in 1876. Did somebody miss this? For 100 and something years? Apparently so.